the news hour with Arnab Goswami.
Breaking on the news hour is that the BJP student wing, the ABVP, is also joining Baba Ramdev's agitation tomorrow. This has become totally political in a sense now. You have the BJP, the RSS on one side strongly supporting Baba Ramdev. Of course, it's not limited to these groups. Has the government messed up the strategy? Is everything quite clear here? Are things being done behind closed doors? Are people being transparent enough, both the government and Baba Ramdev? On the debate tonight, those who have doubts about what's going on, Medha Patkar, Shobha De and Hartosh Singh Bal, political editor of the Open magazine, all have doubts about what's going on. And Seshadri Chari of the RSS, R.V. Krishnan of the Professionals Party of India and Devinder Sharma, who's founder member of India Against Corruption, he was there with Baba Ramdev this morning, are completely for Baba Ramdev. So I want to begin by asking you, Medha Patkar, you've been scathing. Now people will ask, if Medha Patkar goes on fast, it's all right. But if Baba Ramdev goes on fast, then Medha Patkar has a problem. Why is that so, Ms. Patkar?
No, it's not that. I'm not against Baba Ramdev's fast at all. Fast is the finest weapon of the non-violent satyagraha, which I have no doubt about. The Baba Ramdev's expensive fast and the agitation with mass support, no doubt, as also going to make a valuable contribution. I do not have any doubts about the cause that is taken up. The only thing is the government's response to the agitation is mind-boggling. The ministers are behaving more like disciples than like ministers, and they prove to be so callous and insensitive to the fasts of the common people, the downtrodden, the depressed and the oppressed. Is it because of the number, sheer number? Is this a game of numbers? Should it be? When the farmers or the unorganized sector workers' agitation is not responded to? That's one question. The second, crores of rupees to be spent on a few days agitation. Will it set a precedence for the people's movements? When the elections are already managed with money power, will the movements also change its pace and its approach? And then the others will lose its pace, political as well as economic. And will the agenda of 1 or 3 points, maybe the regional language, etc. included, which is not on the wrong path, not at all, but with the middle class support, the traders and everyone, will really bring in the true long-term transformation, which all of these people will be a part of. All these questions the movements must ponder over, and so must Baba Ramdev ji and his disciples and the state itself. So the ministers must be not discriminating between the fast of the poor people, the agitations of the farmers, fish workers, laborers, and the Baba Ramdev kind of agitation. Otherwise, the stink of not just the communal opposition parties' interests, but also some within the particular power-holding party's interest sounds really dangerous.
Okay. Seshadri Chari, I'd like you to respond to that.
Yeah. No, I see. I was just listening to Medha Patkar. See, I fully respect her sentiments and views as far as going on fast is concerned. And I have been many times equally concerned when she goes on a fast on a particular agenda. And it's very unfortunate that in independent India, someone like Medha Patkar or Anna Hazare or for that matter Baba Ramdev has to go on a fast to bring a particular issue to its logical conclusion. It's very unfortunate. It only shows the kind of mind-boggling amount of corruption that has taken place in this particular case, and it also shows the insensitivity of those who are in power, the arrogance of the Congress party at present, and it is exactly this that Baba Ramdev has tried to bring to the notice of the people, number one. Number two, it would be very wrong and it would be an injustice to say that this particular fast is being undertaken only because it hurts a particular section of the society, like the middle class and other people. I mean, corruption is something that touches each and every individual in this country. I mean, be it a journalist or be it a high-class society person or a low-class society person, an employed or an unemployed person.
Her point was different. She says that where you have the, basically Medha Patkar is saying that Baba Ramdev has the financial and economic resources to galvanize and move thousands of people, and hence it's because of his resources and ability to get the numbers that he is being given VVIP treatment by the government. That is the point, that she's saying that this is not a poor man's fast.
See, so please.
This is a well-funded.
No, it's not the question.
Yes.
Even Medha Patkar's fasts have been equally popular and taken notice of. The government or the machinery that was either in New Delhi or for that matter in Pune or wherever she has sat on fast has never allowed the situation to go out of hand. It is the concern of every government to see that such a situation does not go out of hand. Nobody asked this question, from where did Anna Hazare get so much money to travel and where got into the fast.
Okay.
It's not that. See, today Baba Ramdev has become some sort of a cult figure. Baba Ramdev has his own area of popularity, and he has gained it over so many years. And it is excellent, it is very good on the other hand that he is lending his popularity to a cause which is so important for the country. So I don't see anything wrong in this.
No, I find an irony. The protagonist of the fast flies down in a chartered jet and the discussions happen at the Claridge's Hotel behind closed doors. There will be questions raised about what really is going on. There's something extraordinary about the manner of discussions that is going on here. And yet those questions, with all respect, Seshadri Chari, cannot be brushed aside. But I'll go to the third voice tonight, Shobha De. You heard Medha Patkar, you heard Seshadri Chari, you have worries. What are your worries?
Well, Arnab, the funniest thing that one can say this evening is, fasting seems to be, to use a mixed metaphor, the flavor of the season. And it's a surefire way of attracting media attention. This is not to trivialize the method or fast as satyagraha, but the way it is being conducted by Baba Ramdev. It's not entirely wrong to say it's do din ka nautanki or do din ki circus. We have seen godmen who are politically active in the past. We have seen exactly what their contribution, rather their lack of contribution to India. I'm talking about Dhirendra Brahmachari, and after that, of course, Chandra Swami and others. He may be the greatest yoga guru of all times. He may have 1 crore of followers, even more, but that does not entitle him to speak on behalf of all the people of India. There's nothing inclusive about his movement. It leaves out the minorities completely. He is clearly pro a certain political party, which is why the present government is running circles around him, trying to appease him. I think too much attention is being given to this man.
No, is there something wrong in being pro a political party?
His agenda should go beyond merely getting black money back. And as he claims, he'll be right there distributing this black money which will arrive by the plane load. And people are falling for this. This kind of very naive, impractical, unrealistic talk.
No, why do
what
you
about other issues of corruption? No right-thinking citizen of India is going to challenge that corruption is the biggest issue, but this is hardly the way to address it. I'm sorry, it looks like drama-bazi all the way, and it's like the Bollywood Badshahs suddenly deciding who is the bigger Badshah of them all. Similarly, we are talking about a competition as to whose fast is superior, who is more qualified to speak on behalf of the people. It's Anna Hazare versus Baba Ramdev, and now Medha Patkar and her fast, and whose fast somehow appeals more to the masses. So this is just not right. There's a credibility problem there, and I don't think it's so easy to fool people. You cannot.
I am only saying here that I find it ironical that you fly in for a fast in a jet, private jet, and you go into discussions at one of the most expensive 5-star hotels in Delhi, at the Claridge's hotels behind closed doors, and then there's a contradiction. It may not be right, but there is something people will be. My question to you is, Devendra Sharma, you are with Baba Ramdev today. He was openly praising you and your contribution. But tell me, why is Baba Ramdev in a hurry? Why is he in this tearing hurry to announce success? Every time he seems to be on the verge of announcing success before sitting on the fast. Arvind Kejriwal just said that 2 of the things that Baba Ramdev is saying he has achieved are actually hoaxes. They've already been agreed to. So, why is Baba Ramdev in such a great hurry to announce the fast? Then people will say, is this pre-scripted? First, Baba Ramdev gets so much attention.
First of all, Arnab,
No, why is he? Does he not know?
Let me clarify
or is there
here,
something else?
and also say, Arnav, what I gather is, wherever there's a people's cause, whether it is Medha Patkar's or Anna Hazare or Baba Ramdev, I have always tried to be there. And I think as long as the cause is important, I think people like us have to be there. And we have been there. Now, the question that why is the meeting held in Claridge's hotel, 5-star hotel, let me first clarify that. The government actually wanted us to come to North Block. And first we had asked, they were planning to come to Ramlila ground. Then last minute they changed to North Block. We refused to go to North Block, and as a compromise, the meeting was organized at the Claridge's hotel. So it was not Baba Ramdev which organized that meeting, let me clarify it very clearly. It was the government which actually invited us to meet at the common point, that was the Claridge's hotel. Now, having said that, your question that why is Baba in a hurry? I don't know whether Baba is in a hurry. I think he was only trying to explain as to what happened today in that meeting. In that meeting, what exactly we discussed and so on, I think he was mentioning 1 or 2 or 3 points that there was a kind of a narrow agreement, at least coming on that.